Even on
I think I would like being a
vacations.
vampire. I really do. I think being a vampire is one of the coolest monsters to be, and it comes with lots of
Yeah.
powers. The downside isn't all that bad when you
Oh, you have to be
consider
gay.
just why would Why would you want to be a gay vampire?
No, I'm pretty sure all of them are gay, right?
Nah,
I feel like they're all bi.
No. I always look at vampires the same way I look at like the elves of Lorien and stuff, where I'm like, none of you are really straight. Like, you're all fucking each other. You're all really good looking. You got that nice porcelain elvish skin. Like, you're going into that hollowed out fucking tree trunk and giving hell to Galadriel every night. Guarantee it. You know, I bet she's like a fucking snare drum, even though she's 6,000 years old. You know?
And nobody's laying it to Galadriel over there. She's just sitting there like, oh.
No, I mean, she just like after every single little thing, she sneaks off into the courtyard, dips her rear end in that mystical pool. Just it's like Nivea tightening. Yeah. I'll never tell. You know, she's doing that. Yeah. If there was
the vampires. All right, so you're a vampire. You get to live forever. That's cool, right? And like, have you seen True Blood? Because I like that kind of vampire.
I have not.
True Blood's pretty good. It's HBO. It's basically a lot of hot dudes and a lot of hot girls, and they exist in a world where this whole time there have been vampires and werewolves and witches and stuff, and nobody has ever known about it. But the huge event that has taken place is this Japanese company came up with a way to make artificial blood. Like, they have duplicated human blood for the medical field. But when the vampire hierarchy that exists with great power, right? Like they have like
because they've had like hundreds of years to get shit done, right?
And become incredibly wealthy and establish themselves in governments, and they have their own like governments in the United States and across the world. There is a king of Alabama and a king of Louisiana and so on and so forth in the vampire world. So this Japanese company comes up with this artificial blood, and like the vampire hierarchy votes, and they're like, yeah, let's come out of the coffin, and that's what they call it instead of coming out of the
I got it. Yeah. So they had millennia to come up with something, and that's what they got. Okay.
So they come out of the closet, and of course there are some vampires who see humans as nothing but like vermin and food, and these are the things that persecuted us throughout the millennia. And then others think that they can have like a symbiotic relationship, and then others see humans as equals, and you get to like kind of live in that world and see what that's like. And then one of the main characters is like this old Southern gentleman who like fought in the Civil War and like tried to return home to his family but never made it. He's like this lost soul. And then you got Suki, who's just, Anna Paquin, and she's super hot, and she gets topless a lot, and everybody gets topless a lot. Lots of titties, lots of man ass. All of the men in the show are like, I don't know, like perfect specimens because they get them naked constantly. Everybody's always naked. Everybody's always like ripping throats out, and it's a good show. I like it. It's HBO.
I mean, like, their like Big Brother system for getting into the vampire world really should fill them in on that stuff. Like, baseline, there's no excuse for like if you were to be vampirized, you would put every ounce of your effort into being the perfect version of yourself at the point of bite. Everyone who's smart would. Can you imagine committing to eternal life with like
I would get as close as
big gut,
close as possible to Kyle's Tinder profile.
Like, now you're dehydrated for all eternity.
I'm always so thirsty.
I'm so thirsty.
This is a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's what it's like being a vampire. You don't understand. I was dehydrated.
I don't even want the blood. I was
shredded. Look at
this water.
I'm so thirsty.
You're so vascular. Look at your foot veins. Oh, they hurt though. Your foot veins ever hurt? That's how you know you've gone too far.
Do I have foot veins?
My feet have always been like vascular though. I feel like feet always have veins popping out. It's because they're working hard.
I can't see them for the hair.
You can't. You got some. Your feet aren't too hobbity. You have long hair on your toes.
Yeah, I shave them both. I run my like trimmer over my feet and my toes because they're fucking gross. They don't grow like a ton of hair, but it does. There's like some hair there. That's too much.
Do you have to shave like your shoulders or anything like that?
The small of my back, there's like sporadic hair. Like there's 80 hairs back there total.
There's a little clan of hair.
Yeah, but they'll grow like kind of long, and so I run a trimmer back there too. But no, I've just got like a strip of hair that goes like I don't know, chest to dick, I guess.
At some point, I will probably have to, like, as an older man, like, keep an eye on shoulder hair. But I really don't have much now. Back hair, I have borderline. I have like no back hair. It's shocking how no back hair I have with the rest of my body, which is
that's pretty
a big win for now, because like back hair is often unappealing.
That nair for men would be so perfect for your shoulders, because like the real drawback of that stuff is putting it on sensitive areas. You got to be a chemist to make sure.
I'll put it on my scrotum, and I'm like panicking, like counting, like I don't want to get a chemical burn.
You got to. It's like cooking. You don't want to burn the dish. Man, it's like it feels like, I mean, it's a chemical burn is what it is, but it just stings and aches and hurts for like a day. I've burnt my asshole. That stuff's rough.
Shit, you put it on your asshole.
Oh, I put it everywhere. Yeah. I get all smooth down there. Yeah.
It says not to put it on like your dick region.
Not to, yeah.
But I'm not. Why did I buy? What do you think I bought this for?
Exactly. That's like lube. That's like buying lube, and it's like not for internal use. It's like, fuck you. What am I, greasing gears?
Yeah.
Like this, you know what this is for. Q-tips say that shit. Q-tips say not to insert. Fuck you, Johnson and Johnson. Fuck you.
It's the only thing it's good for.
Deaf because you
probably like 2.
But
clean electronics.
Oh, that seems like, I guess so. I don't
it's
like
helpful
that
to like
air stuff.
You can use it to like clean out a bowl sometimes, but that's.
Oh wait, is this a marijuana thing?
A marijuana thing to like stick it in the bottom and swoop out all the collected.
I'm like, why would you not use the sponge, the one with the scrubby side?
Yeah, but honestly, I just use a toothpick for
I'm
that.
putting cereal in these bowls.
Have you ever been punished by being forced to complete a task using a tool that is obviously meant to make the task last forever? For an example would be clean in the military, how you see those guys cleaning bathrooms with toothbrushes.
Yeah. Let me think. I bet.
So I'll tell mine real quick. It wasn't me, but it was my mother. My mother told me this story, and it wasn't even a punishment. It's just what my grandmother tasked her daughters to do. They're like, take those scissors and go outside and cut the grass. You're like, what? Yeah, go outside with those scissors and cut the grass. And she's like, we'd be out there for hours, out there cutting that grass with them scissors. I'm like, that's so petty. Like, why wouldn't she just? She's like, it's not even the worst. She did little things. I remember I'd be asleep. It'd be 1 a.m, and I'd hear her calling my name. I go in the living room. What, Mama? Change the channel on the TV for me. Because there's no remote control back then. It's the fucking 60s.
Dude, that's so. My dad tells that story of like the same thing. He's like, all the time your grandpa used to make me wake up in the middle of the night and go turn the dial on the TV because he didn't want to stand up. Like, because it was an old, I guess, dial thing. Yeah.
That's some Sigma shit right there. I thought getting coffee was cool. To wake her up out of her sleep and have her change the channel for you?
Yeah, both. My grandma did it to my mother too. Yeah.
That is rude. Yeah. I wouldn't want to wait to have the channel change that long. And I have to like have them stand there and be like, not this. Actually, go back.
There couldn't have been more than 4 channels though, so it's not like
that's true.
Nowadays you'd be there all day. Fucking back to ESPN too. Still a commercial? Give me Fox News again. I want to see what that guy said.
You know what? Let's just open the guide again.
Everything Netflix is streaming. I think we have 200,000 things we need to check out.
Sorry, son. I got stoned before I called you in here, so it's going to be about half an hour before we pick out something to watch. Dude, there's nothing that makes picking something to watch take longer than getting really high before you open up a streaming service, and then you're just like, oh, that looks... No, there could be something better. There could be something better right around the corner. And then you just keep scrolling and it's all trash.
I add things to my watch later list all the time. Just try to prevent that. So I've got this like stack of stuff I can fall back to that I want to watch. But lately I've been watching nothing but cheesy horror. Cheesy horror
is a great genre.
And not even always cheesy. Just horror in general. I think it might be my favorite genre. There's so much of it. There's much of it. And some of it's really fucking good, and some of it is laughably bad.
There's a show called Channel Zero on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched that?
I have, but I have no recollection of what it is.
Okay. I'm not going to get into it, but it was just something I remember. I started watching a couple episodes, and I'm like, I got to mention this to Kyle and Woody because they might enjoy it.
They are literally taking blood donations from young men and putting them in older, wealthy men as a anti-aging technique. And Joe Rogan had an anti-aging expert on, and he's like, "Does it work?" And basically, I'm going to paraphrase, but he said, "Yes, it works, but it's not the best way." And he's like, "I think that we'll start identifying better ways to prevent aging."
You want to drink it. Ideally,
make a chemical change in the guy instead of just getting blood out of him.
But you want to be very afraid. That matters.
What does it do for you? Does it make you less fatigued?
I don't even know, right? But I just have to imagine that a younger man's blood has all the good shit in it. Your testosterone level is higher, right? Mm-hmm. Is that not in your blood? If you gave me half, if I gave you half my blood and you gave me half yours, would our T levels not just meet in the middle, right? Where is the T exactly if not in the blood? Is your insulin level lower? Have you been working hard to increase your red blood cell count? Because I want some of that shit. Bring it here, Taylor. There has to be a lot of great shit in young, healthy blood.
We need to start blood farms. Where in the world are people the fittest naturally?
Netherlands.
Netherlands? We need the Netherlands, or just
Kenya.
You should be able to.
We
Kenya
want the
runners.
non-AIDS.
Oh
Kenya.
yeah, let me get some of that African blood.
We're no risk, no reward, Kyle.
I wasn't thinking about that.
Oh, I was.
Give you all of my blood.
You got to roll the dice on this if you want ace number 1 blood. You might get a runner. You might get a victim.
You just suddenly have a lot of stamina with your Kenyan blood. That'd be cool.
And I have no immune system.
You now have a sickle cell.
The only white man with sickle cell on the planet.
But yeah,
apparently, sickle cell is good for some people in Africa because it makes it so you can't contract malaria, and so it was almost an adaptation that it's kind of. I know there's other problems with sickle cell for clotting, but if it's between clotting and fucking malaria, I think you go with the risk of clotting.
How bad is malaria?
Will kill you.
Does it
really kill you?
It's definitely going to kill you.
Yes.
See, now, I question that. I feel like a lot of people survive malaria.
I think a few people survive. You will die. All of my children die.
Malaria kills a child every 30 seconds.
Yes.
1 million a year. That's actually way less than I thought.
How deadly is malaria?
Okay.
Let's see.
How many people died of malaria?
You will tremble until your bones break.
Huh. I guess this isn't nearly as many people as I was imagining.
I mean, they get treatment for it now. You're going to be in the jungle with malaria?
No, I don't want to be in the jungle with malaria. I just had this idea that it was
AIDS or HIV AIDS is the biggest killer in Africa by a large margin with 122 deaths per 100,000 people.
Yeah, you don't want malaria. You don't want that.
There's more people with HIV and AIDS than malaria at this point in time, apparently.
Well, that would make sense because there's no cure for HIV, but malaria comes and goes, right?
No, there is a cure. You just need $200,000 cash. Yeah.
Or the blood of a white man.
Then you may check his head for gold.
Yeah, I can't prove that young people's blood would make you younger, but it just seems like there'd be a lot of good shit in it.
I can tell you it definitely doesn't make you younger, but it's
right.
going to make you...
I'm with you. It's not going to anti-age, but if young Woody's blood, I was working out 4 or 6 hours a day during the season. That had to be some good shit.
Yeah, that would be a cool billionaire thing. You see those things in movies where it's a bunch of billionaires sitting behind kind of obscure glass and there's something in the middle and they're a hexagon and they're watching a woman strip and they're bidding because they want to either fuck her or cut her hands off in their island estate. That, but you get world-class athletes in there and you bid on liters of blood. And then once you've collected enough blood, you can have elite athlete blood.
There's definitely a serial killer, and his thing was they're how'd you pick your victims? I just tried the door. If it was unlocked, I figured, they wouldn't mind.
I've told this story too many times.
His name was Richard Chase, and Chase later told detectives that he took locked doors as a sign that he was not welcome, but unlocked doors were an invitation to come inside.
Oh, wait, I remember this thing, yeah.
Yep.
This is a real thing?
This is a real guy. He killed 6 people in the 70s. Yeah.
Damn.
The Dracula Killer.
This
Not a
wasn't the
good-looking
one that
man.
No, this wasn't the guy that just got caught, was it? The long unsolved mystery one?
No, this guy killed himself in 1980 with overdose before he got
nice.
caught, I guess.
What was his forte? What did he enjoy?
Richard Trenton Chase was an American serial killer who killed 6 people in the span of a month in Sacramento, California. He was nicknamed the Vampire of Sacramento because he drank his victims' blood and cannibalized their remains.
You know, they don't even cook it, do they? They just kind of eat it.
Yeah. And under motives, it's funny because they put blood-drinking necrophilia and schizophrenia. Like schizophrenia was a motive.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to a crazy person, that must make sense, though. Where they're like, locked? Well, no, they don't want anybody coming in. Oh, unlocked. Well, if they didn't want someone to come in, they would have locked it, surely. Well,
they definitely want to get their organs eaten.
This is like vampire logic, right? Except they just, they get invited in one time and they assume that for the rest of time it's cool. It seems related.
I don't think that's how it works.
This is like a Passover logic.
That's what I learned from
blood.
From True Blood.
Yes.
True Blood, yeah.
But in True Blood, they had like long permission, right? It was like they were boyfriend girlfriends. So it was like, now you have permission to come in anytime. But it seemed like a less familiar vampire had to ask each and every time. That's the way it seemed. Because occasionally she'd let Eric in, but not often.
Okay, yeah.
And Eric would really get after it.
Kyle has a knack for remembering movie and TV details. So
yeah, he really does.
True Blood's great, man.
Dude,
until you get to like the 4th season or so.
My memory of True Blood is stained by school. Like when True Blood was out, I was earning a master's degree, and I desperately wanted to watch it. But it was a period in my life where devoting even like an hour to something other than school or work was like a real downs. I don't know.
I had the DVDs and I started watching like probably like 3 or 4 years in, but I binged it all and I really liked it. I like True Blood. I think it's a really cool like world building thing they do where like they explain why there are vampires and how like they're in this like renaissance of vampires coming out of the coffin, as they call it.
I was very interested in that. Like the drawl of it was very powerful to me, mostly because of the universe. I love it when they build a universe like that, but I didn't have the time until later.
Yeah, there's a lot of naked vampires too, which I'm a fan of.
Always a fan. Naked
vampire sex, by the way, definitely requires lubricant.
Because
and their dicks can't even get hard because their dicks can't even get hard. There's no blood.
That's why they drink blood. It's like
they're nothing but
Viagra.
Blood, so
they chug blood and then they fuck.
It seemed like they didn't have any problem like that, but they fucked at the speed of light. They literally fucked so fast that it was a blur, and the chicks were always like, ah!
They really liked it.
Some dudes like literally fucking them at 400 RPMs or something like that. Like it's literally so fast his body becomes a blur. And
is it like primitive technology where the guy's right about to get the fire?
Kyle's right.
Exactly.
But there was another thing. One of the vampires was a virgin when she became a vampire. And she was like real Puritan and religious and such. But then when she became a vampire, she got a little bit naughty. Well, the thing is, every time she had sex, it would heal back up. Like, that's because vampires do that. So she was...
What do you mean heal back up?
Like her hymen would return, and it would be her first time every time.
Hell yeah.
Not for her.
No, she was not a fan of this situation. She made her very upset.
That's her. That's not me. I'm a fan of the situation.
Unless she starts saying no, but yeah.
She is a vampire. She could.
No, she gets to live forever. She can deal.
That's a long life with virgin sex.
Yeah, but like after 500 years of life, do you think you're still like, hell yeah, sex? That's dope. Like every once in a while maybe, but mostly you'll be wanting to do like crazy shit because by that time, like that length of life, you'll be like running an empire or building something, like puppeteering humans against each other. Like I feel like your interest would get way more fucked the longer you're alive.
Powerful people, if I learned anything from the news, continue to have an interest in sex for a long time. It's just like once money stops becoming a barrier to getting cool stuff, you want stuff that's hard to acquire, harder to acquire than just buying.
That first century, probably all eyes wide shut parties, just like crazy shit. But then after, are you guys on the page of like after a little while you're gonna want to do like more conquest and conquering and like making the world in your own image kind of stuff?
We'll just make the sex weirder.
That'll
last for several hundred years.
Okay, Kyle. At the end of year 300, when you've exhausted everything, you've even started. You've used every sex swing on Earth, and you've also invented a couple of your own. But you're at your wit's limit for new
dead goat
tactics.
stories have become passé.
Then do you decide? You know what? I'm gonna take over Transylvania, and I'm gonna work out from my core area. I'm gonna dominate the world. No.
Nah. I mean, they in that show they had sort of kingships sort of quarantined off, and there were kings of each state or queens. So they at some point they deal with the Queen of Louisiana. So that'd be cool, I guess, to be the king of Louisiana.
No. In that show, my understanding, I haven't watched it. It's like the Queen of Louisiana, but if you go to like a Denny's there and mention the Queen of Louisiana, they're like you mean the governor? Are you retarded? Like no.
The vampires know.
I know, but I'm talking about power that the humans would know. Like you exercise that power. Like eventually you just want to conquer shit. Do they do that in that show, or are they like just playing their own little games of like, the Archduke of Mississippi? Oh, of course, sir. Like, it's like nobody knows who the fuck you are, loser. A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
Not even verified, kid.
You need to be a little careful about that's funny about messing with the humans because they vastly outnumber you. You want to stay off their radar.
But do you?
You're pretty vulnerable with the no sunlight thing. There's a lot of sunlight in the world.
You could proliferate your vampirism very quickly, though, if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. But the new vampires are like just getting used to their powers, and they're kind of useless a lot of the times. Like you'd have to bite like a secret agent or something to effectively have like a soldier.
They're useless as a soldier, I'll admit. But you also take them from their team and put them in your, batter up.
Yeah, it would all be a tactical thing. So let's say there's a Jorge Cortez is leading the charge against vampirism. We're not going to let them come and take us and everything. In the night, you sneak in and turn him into a vampire. You make very tactical moves. At night, the world is your domain. You can do whatever you want. Anyone who opposes you, you fly in as a bat, do vampire things. I don't know their powers in this show, but you do them.
Yeah.
You have to get invited into the house. It's harder than you making it out to be.
Okay, I'll wait for them to leave.
But you can like hypnotize them, and you can be like, invite me in, and they'll be like, all right. And
I feel like it's a really weird stopgap. Is like I can do almost everything. I can live forever, but I just physically cannot enter your home without an invite. Why?
Are you staying in?
It would be too powerful if they could just walk right in, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody made
True Blood's good. Yeah, I like True Blood. It gets a little crazy toward the end with fairies and werewolves and were-panthers and just lots of titties. But the first few seasons are quite good, I think. I liked it.
You can bite animals and turn them into vampires, and then they're on your team?
No. No, but a were-panther is a person who turns into a panther rather than a wolf.
Oh,
that
are
sucks.
guys were-panthers, or is that like a girl thing? Okay.
Where the guys turn into werewolves and the girls turn into were-panthers.
It somehow made sense to me. They were like were-pussies.
No, it seemed like they were having a lot of crazy like orgies where sometimes they'd be wolves and sometimes they wouldn't. So they're like fucking the chicks as the wolf, and then they're fucking the chicks while they're a human, but the chick's a wolf, and doing all kinds of crazy orgies.
This is why HBO is outstanding, right? You don't see ABC trying that shit. This is why. What is the space show I watch? Expanse. Now that's going on Amazon, and all the rules are off. It's going to be better.
Dude, this is a great business idea. Write this down, Taylor. Mm-hmm. You do the whole thing vampire themed. The doctors are wearing capes, and you buy blood and you only do it at night because they're drinking.
Yes, I like it.
Yes. Hey, you need $50 to hit the bar? Come over here.
It's not good for a market. People don't like to give blood at night.
People like to drink at night, and they need bar money.
We're getting and added
how about this?
Start taking blood off 21-year-olds that are already pissed, though. They're probably just going to end up dying.
Go this way. Do it at the start of the night. Be like, hey, you normally take 6 drinks to get smashed. It'll take you 3 if you give blood first, and I'll pay for your drinks.
Now you're saving money, and we price our blood collection, slightly less than whatever 3 drinks is at the closest bar.
And our
Look at this,
customers
you
get the
save
added
money.
benefit of getting a little tipsy when they get their transfusion.
Yes, I don't know about the vampire angle.
You don't like that? I love it.
I'm trying to backwards work out a way so that Blood Brothers can be the name of the company.
I want nurses with fangs and like 1950s nurses outfits.
Big tit.
Yes.
Outfits. Yes.
Yeah.
Elvira
Like,
level.
I want them to look like
Yeah.
the brides of Dracula from when Keanu was they were all like jumping all over him in the bed. One of them is played by Monica Bellucci. Like top 3 women of all time that I'd like to fuck. Monica Bellucci, huge fan. But she's like crawling all up between Keanu's legs with her vampire teeth, about to suck the blood out of his cock. It's a good scene. And then 2 more whores come out of nowhere, and then Dracula shows up and he's like, "He's mine!" And they all like, "Ah!" And he's about to like pimp slap him, and they back down. They're like, "Sorry, daddy." And he's like, "It's all right, hoes." And he produces a human baby, an infant, which he then tosses to them, and they rip apart and devour. Now that's of course her in her late 40s or so.
Monica Bellucci is top all time.
Would still
Yeah.
Still
I
looks
mean,
tremendous.
prime Monica Bellucci, you know.
Right. I can.
Bellucci prime.
I googled her. I saw some pictures. She was super hot. I'm just a little surprised. That's the bullseye.
I'll tell you who it actually is. It's fucking
Salma Hayek.
I like Selma Hayek a lot, but it's not her. I gotta Google it because I'm spacing out on her name. It's the chick from
Say a movie. I can guess it.
Not Dead Till Dawn, which is where I thought you were going to go.
All right, everybody name movies. Titanic.
Harry Potter.
Lord of the Rings. Gladiator.
Just taking movies at random.
Jennifer Connelly. It's Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Show us OG Jennifer Connelly. Because I think
she the
her
bathing suit scene in that.
She has a completely nude beach scene where she's like, she shows a little back burger and she shows full boobs. Big fan of Jennifer Connelly. She's still attractive. She's on that Snowpiercer TV show, which I'm awaiting this is like pedo Jennifer Connelly. She's a little too young here, honestly. She could be 14 there for all I know. I think she's one of those chicks who is like way too attractive, way too early.
Oh no, it's like in the 90s they had like 45-year-olds playing high school kids though.
Fair.
You never know how old they are. You have to guess.
Her, and then from the movie, this is her like not too long ago. And then from Princess Bride, is where she's her most beautiful. But she's the wife from House of Cards. Her name's escaping me right now. But that's also like an all-time great. Pretty.
I don't know
lady.
her name. You're talking about the short-haired wife. The
yeah.
I
think
very
Frank's
classy.
Wife. Yeah, the first lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, but show me her from Princess Bride. That's when she's like 22.
I bet she had like.
Although this is a testament to how beautiful she was. She's like 50s now in that photo, right?
Have you seen Requiem for a Dream?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's I recognize their face, and I'm like, where do I know her from? And then in my
ass
head,
to ass.
I started chanting ass to ass. Yep, that's where I'm. Yep.
She's a good pick.
What were we talking about before this? Oh yeah. Oh man, that's like the worst picture from the whole guy. This is when she's a peasant in the beginning in the first 5 minutes. She becomes a princess like 10 minutes. She's
still pretty.
She's gorgeous. She's so fucking hot.
You can't hide that.
Big fan.
I like the first picture more than that one.
Carrie Yules might be prettier than her though, right?
I think so.
That's a good looking man.
I've always liked his mustache.
I think he's a higher tier of man than she is of woman. Even I don't know. They're both top tier. They should have bred.
They should have bred to make even better actors.
I think they do in the movie.
If you were going to draw teeth, you wouldn't draw them as perfectly as hers are.
Yeah, well, she's an actress. I'm sure they're veneers.
No, they look the same in the fucking 80s.
Yeah,
that's what you asked for.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of me 40 years ago.
I want you to make it glaring. I want everyone to go look at those new teeth. Like
I'm just saying, she's no Steve Buscemi. She's got like perfect aesthetic going on there.
True. And Steve Buscemi is only like ugly compared to attractive actor people.
Bullshit. Steve
Like
Buscemi's a ghoul.
Like if you saw him out at Walmart or out
You'd be
and
frightened.
about, I don't think.
I mean,
so.
I'd get his autograph and kiss his ass and beg him to just acknowledge me. I wouldn't dare take a picture of him though. I know he's uncomfortable with it. He doesn't want his photo taken. How could he?
You don't really see like
you're not
super ugly
taking a
people
photo
like that anymore.
You're not taking a photo meanly of him. I'm saying like you would take a photo.
He's never been attractive. Do you remember how he was described in the script, the screenplay of Fargo? She's like, I don't know, he's funny looking. What do you mean funny looking? I don't know, just funny looking. Funny looking how? It's like she can't even put her finger on how weird he is and like what it is about him because it's like
eyes stick out too far.
He's all bug-eyed. He's got those crazy teeth. He's got a real angular like
one of my favorite
diamond-shaped face,
got a great
like a
voice.
triangle face.
I've maintained
Odd
that,
fellow.
like if you're thin, you're pretty handsome. Like that typically happens. You get a lot of definition in your face. A lot of good shit happens. Steve Buscemi breaks the mold. He is thin and ugly.
That is
but incredibly talented and one of my favorite characters out.
Anymore. People just go and get it fixed, you know.
I got lost.
Being that ugly, like it's like back in the, let's say like in the 20s, like you could walk down the street and you'd see some motherfucker and it's like that dude looks like all he does every day is just get punched in the face, and that nowadays you don't see people like that nowadays. Like there's no people
I think
that just
you don't
like
see people like that. It's perhaps it's possible
come
that
to
you rub
America.
elbows with a finer class of individual than we do.
No, not that.
It doesn't sound right.
You don't see like insanely fucked up people.
When's the last time you went to a Walmart or a DMV or the state of West Virginia?
I can't say.
Or the city of Boston.
No, the DMV is an even better pull than Walmart. Like the DMV is, you feel like a guilt by association in there almost, where it's like
don't go early either. Go when the people showed up like at noon to the DMV. The early morning, those are go-getters. I got shit to do today.
Yeah.
Go to the people who showed up at noon. Go see those people.
The procrastinators. Oh, that's me. I'm hanging out there.
I mean, there's a couple different groups that those folk are cut from, but by and large, it's a shit show there. And you'll always see my local DMV to give it credit. Man, it's kind of like an airport vibe, like really high ceilings, lots of AC and TVs playing the news, and then the same seats you see in airports. And it's really big, so they go at a decent speed. But when I was getting my motorcycle license done a year or two ago, there was a shouting match while I was there. Like the guy in front of me was shouting, and
that
is
like, so a yield sign.
Like my sample size is pretty small, but like, dude, I've been here 10 minutes and somebody's already screamed and stormed out.
Before I did streaming, I used to work for it's called Department of Human Services in Australia. So we hand out like the social security benefits and stuff like that in Australia. And so I went to like I had worked in some of the offices and seen some pretty fucking wild shit, like DMV level shit. These are like people that are coming in like they're at the worst time of their life, and they come in. I worked in this office once, and this motherfucker came in, and it was like fucking 30 degrees outside, higher than that, like 35. So we're talking like 110. It's fucking cooking, and 110 Fahrenheit. And this motherfucker comes in and drops his pants and just shits in the floor in the middle of this fucking like this office thing. Like this is the kind of shit that you're dealing with.
Literal shit.
Places. Literal shit. And
did you help him out? Did you get him going with his new license?
Oh, mate, I just left. I'm like, fuck this, I'm out.
Have y'all ever seen someone shit in public? Me and Woody have.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
No, thank God. I don't want to see that.
We did that thing where you go back to back in a Denny's parking lot.
And it's a race to see who finishes first and stands up, and the other one falls in the shit. It's a real
No, we crab walked out of there like the Exorcist. We were like laterally.
Like
when it actually was, and Woody cocked his head, so maybe he wasn't either there or doesn't recall, but we were in LA for E3 maybe, or maybe like some award show or something. But we saw a black homeless lady shit against the wall of our hotel. Like not exactly our hotel, but like the hotel had this wall that extended down the street attached to the hotel, and she was shitting against that. I always like going to the junkyard. We would go to the junkyard all the time if we were like working on something and we needed like a headlight or something. And it's just this ocean of cars that have all been in collision. So each one tells a little story. And so I, as a kid, I would just be out there exploring. You know, he would be there to buy like some part. What they do is they take all the good expensive shit off every car, and it's stored inside and cataloged. So we'd be buying on transmission or something, but I'd be outside just going through cars. Some of them would have blood stains in them. If a car gets hit in the rear, if you're sitting still and you get hit in the rear, it drives you back into your seat because the car is trying to go forward and you can't. And so you would see, like, especially I guess if it was a heavier driver, it would bend the seat backwards, like in that type of collision. So I always like to, and there's change in those cars too. That's just up for grabs. I found all sorts. I found a gun in one time. There was a pistol laying in the car. I as a kid, I just reported it. Obviously, I was like, "There's a gun in that car," and somebody did something about it. But you'd find pepper spray and always change. And like 8-year-old me is like stealing all the change, of course.
Zach had me hook, line, and sinker. He's like, the name of the second sword is El Cid Escalada. It's the sword of a knight from medieval Spain, 100% real. And then there's like a pause. As the trench knife Taylor got on Amazon. Well, fuck.
This is a magical sword you have. Only the true king can wield it.
But it is a Spanish sword. All right, so that's going to be my thing. I'm the Spanish guy.
Okay. Yeah, I can't pick the sword.
I've chosen,
and I don't want to
team.
collect. I feel like you start collecting swords, you join a very weird group of people.
You can only be so sexy, right? Like you get a sword collection, you start bragging about your 40,000 achievement points on Xbox, and before long, save some pussy for the rest of us.
Exactly. I'm a completionist. You don't even understand. Like, nobody cares. So I don't want a collection of fucking edged weapons. I do just kind of like want a nice.
I have a collection of. I don't think of them as weapons.
Yeah, your knives are a little different. They're almost like jewelry or like little mechanisms. I know that's what you appreciate. I always am interested in the interesting mechanisms, the ones that are something different than out the front or fold open or
they call it the action.
Open. Anything that like has a mechanism that's over designed.
I have one that opens sideways out of the handle, which I think is really neat. And it takes a little bit of practice to do it with one hand, but I can do it.
I want that shark killing knife. Like that to me is the king of knives. Like if you're a knife guy, it's I don't remember what they call it, but that knife, when it's like a shark knife, and if you stab, it immediately dumps a CO2 cartridge through the tip of the blade and just destroys whatever you've stuck it into. Like that kind of cavitation is lethal, just especially to a fucking fish.
What are you watching on YouTube lately? I'm curious.
Well, I've watched a bunch of movies this week. I haven't been watching as much YouTube. I watched Shadow of the Vampire last night. That's a movie about the making of the old movie Nosferatu. It's the one with the Dracula's like in the shadows with the long fingernails. But the premise is that Willem Dafoe plays the Nosferatu character, and this director is so obsessed with realism in his movies that he found a real fucking vampire for his vampire movie. And so none of the cast and crew know. They're all just like, "Oh, that guy. That is a method." And he explains that he's a method actor. You know, he will only film at night.
How do you stay so cold?
Address him as Count Orlo. You know, but there's one scene where they're halfway through the movie, and two of the cast are sitting there drinking this big bottle of whiskey at night. And here comes Count Orloff over, and he's fucking creepy. He is a vampire in that full scary makeup, and they all think it's makeup because he doesn't spend a lot of time around them outside the scenes. And he sits down, and they're asking him because they know he's in character. They're asking for background. I do not remember how I was made. I do not remember how to make more. I am too old. And then a bat flitters by, and he goes, and they go, "That's the finest actor I've ever seen." And it's not a comedy because this guy is plotting to like murder them all. It's
very high profile.
Was it good?
I liked it a lot.
In the Spider-Man universe, I had never heard of this guy, but I walked into it thinking I had never heard of any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I kind of dig them now. So let's see what's up. This is a new Marvel character they're trying to introduce me to. Cool. There's a guy, we meet him when he's super young. He and his best friend have a rare genetic disease that like fucks up their blood, so they have to get their oil changed every three times a day, I think. And no, it's like a machine that takes their blood out, uncoagulates it, and puts it back.
Time for dialysis. Take your pants off.
So here's what he figures out, that vampire bats, because they drink blood, that's how they get their food, according to the movie. They have an anticoagulant ability. So he's going to take some vampire bat DNA, mix it with his own, and cure himself. Cool. Well, oopsie daisy. He didn't anticipate super strength, flying, being able to turn into a cloud of smoke.
Classic bat traits.
Yeah. At first there was some like batty things, like he got fangs. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, what? I don't understand how he's turning into a cloud of smoke, but okie dokie. You know?
Like, did he literally like gain magical powers through science?
Yes. It's a superhero movie.
Well,
and
I mean, they usually stick to
a radioactive spider.
They're like, all right, is this like Moon Knight, right? Egyptian god magic, and Thor, like Norse god magic. Iron Man, money.
You're right. I can't explain the ethereal part of it, like how he seems to like he can. I thought because it was a bat, he'd learn to fly, but I thought he'd take the form of a bat. I didn't think he'd take the form of like a
man bat. Is he a man bat?
Well, he looks like a vampire. He's a very vampire-ish type dude.
Does he have wings?
No. He doesn't get wings. That's what I was expecting, that he would take some sort of bat-like form to fly. But instead, he gets a little smoky and flies around.
Dude, this sounds awful.
It was a 6 out of 10 movie. Like, it was good.
That's the Woody scale, folks.
I do my best. You know what it was missing?
I'm just saying that might be a 3 out of 10. That sounded rough.
Yeah, that sounded
like you could get down with a smoky man. I that's not for me though.
My issue with it was a weird one. Like it lacked the sort of fun that I see in so many superhero movies and enjoy, right? Like, so Kyle, we're in a knife fight, right? Slash and boom, this, we're going for whatever. And then I come right at your head and you move it. And then you look at me and you give me this, hey, that could have hurt me look, right? Mm-hmm. We've been in a knife fight for 40 seconds now. And there's a, hey, were you serious about that one? Sort of comic relief observation that happens all the time, right? Mm-hmm. I stand right next to it. The knife sticks into the wall right next to where my head was. And there's like oh, that could have been a big deal. Yeah. Like they do these reactions, this little comedy, these little like snarky remarks, and they make the movie good to me. This lacked that entirely. It was just took
itself very seriously.
They just told the story and didn't really dance around it. Like they didn't really have any flair. They just walked from beginning to end.
Well, I've heard it's one of the worst superhero movies that's ever been made. Certainly in modern times.
That actually made me want to see it and increase my curiosity around it. Rotten Tomatoes, it's more popular than that made it out to be. Like I saw on Reddit, like Jared Leto. Was one of the, like he was in like the worst Batman. Now he's in the worst Marvel movie. And I was like, all right, you've got me curious. I want to see how bad it is. Not as bad as it. 70% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So beats Mandy, some would say.
Yeah, wow, but like wrong. You got to look at who that audience is comprised of.
Geniuses.
Lots of children. Dude,
the Marvel Cinematic Universe could like shit on a plate and it would get 50%.
So that's the trick. Now, here's the thing. This is why it interests me. It appears that Sony... Oh, he's in the Spider-Man universe, by the way, this Mobius. That Sony wants to have a universe. So they're kind of like getting the Spidey characters that Marvel didn't buy from them and trying to sort of whip up interest in their own universe.
Yeah.
And
it didn't work.
To me, it's another DC. Like it's better than nothing, but it's hard to dethrone Marvel.
See, I don't like better than nothing. I don't think it doesn't really exist for me. Okay. I hope this fails badly to prevent other projects like it. You know, I really do.
You're not going to give it a shot. You're not.
It looks like shit. No, as soon as I saw the character, like it looked like shit. And look, I'm watching Moon Knight right now, like thinking, just waiting on it to be awful because I know it's going to be awful. Moon Knight's just okay. It's the new Marvel TV show. Like, he's the guy with the split personalities, and he's got like Egyptian god powers. I don't know. I've watched episode 1, and it was just okay. CGI's wonky, and I don't think I give a shit if this guy lives or dies. So I mean, I'll watch, but I don't care about it. It's not any good.
I'll watch, but I'll do so with disdain in my heart.
I'll tell you what. I'll care about it as much as I care about season 4 of MasterChef. Right? They let a blind girl win a cooking competition somehow, and it's such bullshit because, and I'm not like anti-blind here, but there were like seeing competitors who were actually talented chefs, and they got kicked out for like.
Yeah, I am anti-blind, and it's bullshit.
When they get down to, I know he outed Helen Keller. When it got down to 4 people remaining, they do this thing where, all right, it gets down to 4 people remaining, and so they pair off into teams of 2, and whichever one has the best dish, they're safe that night. The team that has the worser dishes that lose that competition, they now have to face off against each other, and one of them leaves the show. And it's like right away that like they let the blind chick choose her teammate because she like she by name, and she picks the best cook on the show, obviously Becky, and so Becky has to plate for 6 people. Like it's not just the host of the chef, it's also like 3 famous chefs, like world famous. So she has to cook and serve for 6 people. Meanwhile, the other team has 2 people. She gets completely fucked over and she loses the show.
Seems like Becky should win.
That's what I was thinking. They should have been like, wait, you're missing 2 things off the plates. And it's like, well, I was working with a blind girl. That's what she should have said. Actually, the camera trickery that they're using and the editing skills to make it seem like a blind girl is still in this competition 10 weeks in are what really meant that you didn't get your rice cake, sir. That's why you get your rice cake, sir. We were trying to magic a blind girl into winning. It was such nonsense. They showed her cut. They showed her cut things twice in the whole show. I watched an entire season of this shit. She went. And she's got a helper all the time, and the helper's like, "That's good." And it's like, you're cutting a piece of fish with a razor sharp knife. There's no way she's cutting all that shit. The time I actually saw like what she really does was when they did the thing where like, all right, you 4 are gonna run a kitchen, and you know, like for a restaurant, and like team 1 has 4 people running a side of the kitchen, and team 2 is running the other side of the kitchen, and they're competing against each other or whatever. And I'm like, so what is the blind chick doing in a professional kitchen where you see people moving fast, boiling water and stuff? She's standing there picking like cilantro leaves off the stems. She's the team leader, by the way.
Dropping them onto the ground.
She's filling she's been filling that bowl, which happens to be the trash can, for 3 fucking hours. They asked one of the co-hosts, like this guy Joe, who's like the meaner Gordon Ramsay, like, where do you think she fits into the kitchen? He's like, in the coat room.
I mean, it sounds like Joe's right.
And I was thinking, like, how's she ever gonna get my coat back to me? She doesn't know who I am or what I was wearing. She has no fucking clue. She's blind. So she's picking the stuff apart. She's the team leader, which means she's the one who's supposed to be like, more salt in that. Hey, get back over there. You need to be making more salmon patties. But she's fucking blind. So her helper has to be like, she's not stirring that. And then the blind girl goes, stir that more. And it's like, there's no way this is how y'all ran a fucking kitchen for 3 hours tonight.
Oh yeah.
There's no way
when you're
hell.
like, when your ability to know when something is done is to like just catch it when it starts burning and smoke fills the air.
How would I use a blind person, right? If I'm cooking,
so many ways.
I would just make her my KitchenAid mixer. Right, that would be her job.
They have a KitchenAid mixer.
Well, we also have a blind person. We're trying to find.
She's also a little Asian
job
girl.
Creator.
No elbow grease, Woody. No elbow grease. Little Asian girl. All right. On episode,
does she win the whole thing?
She won the whole fucking thing. In episode 3, they made apple pies, and she was crying because she thought her apple pie was ugly. Gordon Ramsay's like, "How do you think your pie looks?" And she's like, "Probably like trash." She's crying, and he's like, and for the first time, the camera cuts the pie. Like the audience sees it for the first time. It's beautiful. And he's like, "It's beautiful." And he starts like just really pumping her up, and she's crying, and I'm fucking crying watching this nonsense. And then like 10 episodes in, I'm
propaganda.
Like, I've seen too many good seeing women get cast aside so that this blind bitch can win this fucking $250,000. At the end, you get a cookbook. What do you do? Put it in Braille? Is it a Braille cookbook?
PKA, you were pro blindy.
I finished.
You're tiered.
I didn't know they were going to let her win.
I was giving you new pronouns. You were so lame over.
You're a flip flopper.
I didn't know they were just going to let her win. They just let her win.
What if the reveal had been that she's not blind and that was strategy the whole time?
I'm glad you brought that up. That's my closing argument. I'm 45% sure this bitch is not blind because there's multiple. They have an audition at the beginning.
It's like everyone who won the regional events gets brought to LA, like 40 or 50 of them. Show us that blind bitch. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, look at her. What you looking at, honey? What are you looking at? Yeah,
I mean, she's getting in the. No, she's. Oh, that's
she's
chicken or something. I thought she had her hand in a bowl of milk.
I thought she was measuring the depth of the milk.
She's got her hand there, so she knows when she's got enough. That's what she's doing. She's very blind.
I feel bad for her for being blind, but that's not fair to have her win if she can't even cut stuff.
She can cut stuff. She'll be like, "Where's my chef's knife?" And she'll fumble around for it, and then she's got it. It's great.
You said it was slowly, though. Like, the whole thing of these competitions is like Gordon screaming at them like, "Why are you fucking stupid? Get it done!"
Not this one so much, but like in the very first episode, the audition episode, she's got that unfortunate thing that blind people get where their eyes are all wonky and they're one's looking left and one's looking right. And if the camera is positioned just right, you can really make that worse. They did that. They gave her like fucking hammerhead eyes, and she was like squid. What's that fucking that Pixar cartoon where there's that one weasel with the eyes on the side?
Oh, Sid the Sloth.
She went full Sid the Sloth on him with the way they like get her. By the end,
pine cones.
Yeah, that's it. She's all wonky eyed there. By the end,
she looks normal. She looks normal there.
That sounded racist, but
don't make fun of her. She's all right. We can make fun of her because she's blind, but not because she's Asian. Woody, you're this close.
Crossing the line, dude.
You're this close.
You called it.
I call that the Shanghai line there, and I won't allow you to cross it.
That's really unfair that they let her win. I'm sure she's a great chef, but it kind of can you imagine like every single runner-up knew why they didn't win, but they can all like rationalize it like, oh yeah, I was in the season where the blind lady won. Obviously, I was a better chef. Like no. Like if Gordon is making a business decision, usually on these shows, the winning prize, at least on Hell's Kitchen or whatever it is they get a job at one of Gordon's restaurants, like a full-time job. He would not hire a blind woman to work at his restaurant.
In this one, the prize is $250,000, and you get a cookbook that they then promote through with the whole next season of the show. And you come on an episode of the next season, cook a dish, and then the contestants have to do one of your dishes from your cookbook. So you get like multiple episodes of a big TV show devoted to pushing your book. She now owns a restaurant in Texas. So
she has to write a book she can't read?
She wrote a book she couldn't read, yeah.
I love the idea that she gets hired at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant and she works there for 2.5 weeks without knowing it's a Wendy's.
Oh, just no.
Why do we fry so much here?
Shut up, Adam. Just say yes, chef.
So is she gonna come back and host a challenge where everybody has to cook blindfolded next year? I mean, that would be absolutely obvious, right?
Oh, here's the best part
of it. It's like, you're all going to do a challenge in my world, and Gordon turns her to face the contestants. Like that would be